Is the president going to sign this bill?
Bob, as you noted, that's last year's business. This is a $1.7 trillion deficit he inherited. Let's be clear about that. We inherited this deficit, and we inherited $4 trillion of new debt. That is the facts. This budget is very honest with the American people. It's honest about the cost of the war, which we have never been honest for 7 years. It's honest about the alternative minimum tax, which we've never been honest with the American people about. And that, in this deficit, reflects what we inherited at this point. Will the Republican budget continue down the path of subsidizing the healthcare industry, and the insurance industry in particular, while in fact coverage and premiums, lack of coverage for the uninsured continues to go up? Will they continue to subsidize the big oil industry while we send over $700 billion? Wait a second, but while we send over, Bob, $700 billion of our wealth overseas, they have a challenge. Will they subsidize the banking industry rather than helping kids go to college? Will the Republicans meet the challenge of the future or keep us on the path that they have set for the last 7 years that got us to this point of reckoning?
You cannot say, though, can you, that this is all something he inherited, this deficit? I mean, there are things in this budget that were not in George Bush's budget, talking about health care and all of these.
Right. And the Republicans will have an opportunity not just to criticize, but to propose. And the question is, will they continue the path of the 7 years that have got us to the point of basically a culture of rising deficits and more consumer spending? 95% of Americans will have a tax cut. And starting April 1st, they'll see it, which the Republicans voted against in large measure in the House and in the Senate. People expect you to say one thing in the campaign and then govern different. I think what's woken up Washington is he's been consistent from the campaign all the way through to his economic program, and he said these are the challenges we have, and the day of running away from those challenges and not meeting them while America slid behind economically is no longer feasible or is no longer smart.